I told my viewers about this barbershop I used to have. I'm 19 at the time, and I started thinking, trying to use my resources, and you popped in my head. I said, you know what? My Uncle Paul used to cut my hair, and I asked you, could you put that license up in there? And if we go big, we'll be partners. We'll split it down the middle. And he was like, yeah, let's do it. And I was so shocked. What's up, y'all? AJ Simmons here, founder of the Clean Biz Network, and I'm back with another great interview for y'all. And today's guest is actually my uncle. And y'all know I love when I got family on here, y'all. And he actually played a pivotal part of my entrepreneurial career, too. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. So without further ado, please welcome my Uncle Paul, a.k.a. Mr. John Pitts. What's up? What's up, Mr.
Hey,
Pitts?
what's up, nephew?
Hey, too much, man. So we'll go right into it. So just give us a little bit about your background, who you are, where you're from, what you do.
All right. Well, I was AJ's grandfather's neighbor, son of very good ex-Navy. Everybody in the neighborhood was Navy or shipyard related. But anyway, I was a little spud, born of 8 children. I was number 6. I always loved the neighborhood that we came from. It was the largest Black neighborhood in the country, 1968, before South Central, believe it or not.
Right.
And I just love where we came from, the South. Right. And me, I just was a boy, and I liked different things and happened to just stumble over music. And that's where I started, with a little Bugs Bunny guitar. And after that, I rolled, I don't know if anybody remembers Roy Rogers, but I had a Roy Rogers cowboy guitar. But music has always been what I liked from the beginning. I like music, I like words, I like the creating of music. I started writing songs at about 6. So yeah, I've really been into it for a long time.
That's what's up. So we're going to jump into that music because I know you active now. But before we get into that, I want to tell them my story real quick, right, about how we kind of partnered together before. So I told my viewers about this barbershop I used to have, right? I had 2 of them, but the first one was pretty much because of you, because I came across this opportunity. I could rent out this barbershop that was already furnished. And the lady was just like, she couldn't do anything with it because she couldn't find a licensed barber. So I was like, if you let me rent it from you and I'll run the barbershop, I could find me a licensed barber. So, I'm 19 at the time, not too far removed from the streets yet at that time, but I'm still, entrepreneur minded, business minded. And I started thinking, trying to use my resources, and you popped in my head. I said, you know what? My Uncle Paul used to cut my hair when I was a kid. Maybe he got a master barber license, right? And I took the gamble, and I called you. And it was a random call because it wasn't like I was calling you every day, right? You know what I mean? But I said, you know what, I'm gonna ask anyway. And I asked you, could you put that license up in there? And if we go big, we'll be partners. We'll split it down the middle. And he was like, yeah, let's do it. And I was so shocked because I was like, damn, I ain't expecting to really say yeah. So I guess I want to ask you, man, like, what made you even decide to agree to that?
Well, AJ, from a very young age, you had a light that was just a presence that could not be ignored. And it was you. You always had confidence. You always had this light about you. You had a lot of energy, with never negative. You just were one of those people that had that love in your heart. And so for me, not to give to you was like denying one of my children. Because think about where we come from, AJ. My dad was Mr. Jimmy's best friend. I was your dad's best friend. And
right.
We played basketball, and we were just brought up right. We were brought up in the church. We were brought up as family. We have so many family ties, we can't even shake a stick right now.
Right.
But, so it was just at an early age, you just had this spark that life was for you. And you definitely took it by the horns, and you made yourself a niche. The barbershop was the beginning, and I couldn't deny you that, because that was like breathing air. And you did everything that you did so naturally. And I watched you from maybe age 4 or 5 when you came on, you had that light, and you commanded the world. You took control of your destiny, and you became AJ. You are you.
Wow.
Nobody formed you. You've always been that guy.
Yeah, damn, that's what's up. I appreciate hearing that. And Michael and Disha tell me that too. I don't like to believe it because I feel like it, because sometimes I'll take it wrong. And I'm like, no, because I put a lot of work in. I won't born this way, but the way you just explained it, I can see what they're trying to say to me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Appreciate that. Now, I said we're gonna jump into this music, right? So long as I can remember, you always been into music. Now, where do you think that comes from?
God.
Yeah.
Because just the spiritual upbringing, the families, going to church, Christmas, Easter,
Yeah.
Just a lot of time together, sharing meals on holidays, family tradition. Myself, I always just loved family.
Yeah.
And I was never the kind of person that would deny a family.
Yeah.
And even though I don't have everything that I want today, I definitely still send my prayers up that all families doing well, that the hedge of God is protecting them and keeping us strong and well. And that little piece of heaven that you found where you are, that must be a great place because you haven't come back. But I'm glad to find that there's another paradise other than the one that we have here. And life is getting good. Black folks, we haven't never had it easy. We've always had topics of discussion, and I hope we always keep those doors open.
For sure.
The complaining is over. The time for work is now.
Yeah.
But we still know we have to keep our eyes open because, there's always a door opening and slamming, and we just have to be ready to step through with as much speed and accuracy as we can.
Yeah.
And it definitely takes a village.
Yeah.
One person cannot do it by themselves.
For sure.
Yeah.
I agree 100%. Now, also, long as I remember, you pretty much been an entrepreneur too. So you were a barber. Next thing I know, you went and got the big moving truck. And so it just made me wonder, like, what was it about? Like, why did you know? How did you know that just having that 9-to-5 day job wasn't going to cut it? What made you diversify a little bit?
Well, first of all, freedom. It's a big word. A lot of people don't really understand what freedom is. Freedom is the choice to take control and do what you need to do in your life for survival, to eat. And it's a wonderful thing. It's God blessed. The righteous man has more blessings than he can even think, whether he be physically rich or just spiritually rich. God is the reason, as we are in the season, for blessing. And every year around this time, I always look for the Christmas miracle. People think I'm corny when I say that, but I have seen the Christmas miracle over and over in years that have passed me. I'm now 63 years old. And I have seen family blessings. I've seen you guys, the youth that came behind us, doing exceptionally well. And standing on righteousness for one, and strength,
Yeah.
and in numbers. So you guys have learned to stick together and communicate.
Yeah.
Which I'm glad that we're in this electronic communication age, because it doesn't deny us anyone to communicate. Like my brother just calling in randomly,
Right.
And one time we had a discussion, and he said to me, I can't even remember what we did before the cell phone. I said, you don't remember that big box that we used to jam quarters and nickels and dimes into to talk?
Right.
Oh yeah. Or the big rotary phone that we had to, dial, and if you missed the number and had to go hang up and start all over again, that was an experience in itself.
Right.
So God has blessed us along with our ancestral equals, European, Asian, African. We're all blessed at the same time.
Yeah.
We take advantage of this, life could be good.
Yeah.
But there's always one that wants to stir the pot. But getting back to music is a form of storytelling. It's always been around, and I did not know that it was about storytelling until I started writing.
Right.
And because I've always liked words, my mom, she started us with fun with phonics, learning words. I always like history. The Bible is a living word. And the reason why it's a living word is because not only is it about the stories of the Old Testament and the New Testament, it's a continuation of the good works or bad works that happen in life. And it's chronicled and recorded in the news. And that's why people don't like fake news.
Right.
So, what I did learn about music recently is that not only does it tell stories, it gives us a chance to expound or explain our reasons for life, the sequences that we go through, the time order of things. I like writing love songs. I like writing dance songs. It's just the expression of the heart, I guess. My daughter, which you know very well, she gave me a poster. I can't take it off the wall right now, but she said the post, I'm looking up at it right now, and it says, "Music is what feelings sound like." And I don't, yeah. So it's deep. And if somebody else knows that music is what feelings sound like, I love music. I bought some African drums. I want some more percussions. I like whistles and bells and chimes. I just like music. Music is, you can write the sadness of music or you can write the happiness of music. But
Right.
music is a way of getting your feelings out of telling a story.
For sure. And you know, I love that you said you got into entrepreneurship mainly because of the freedom. That's my number one reason. I just want that freedom more than anything. I think anybody thinking about becoming an entrepreneur, if that ain't your main drive, then I don't know if you will make it, because that's really what it's all about. But get to the music again. So do you got any music out right now?
I do. I don't know if you got my latest one, was a video I did with my two grand boys.
Yep. Yep.
It's called Hip Hop Hood by
Okay.
John Pitts. The band name I picked was Unispective Presence, and it's more of a definition than it is a name, and it's kind of cool if you break them down. Uni means one or to learn. Spec, of course, respect. Tiff is argument and presence. So you learn to expect an argument or the presence of, and then we also deal with that as it comes. So it gives us food for thought and a chance to rebound before the game, takes you in.
Right.
So that's one of my vocals for that one. And then I also have the MirrorFaze Time for Love album with 14 songs that I released back in 2019.
Okay.
And of course, I'm already ready to start my second album anytime I can get there. I do have a couple of independent projects that I want to do. I'm working on a club mix now. It's hot. I can't tell you about it. That's top secret.
Okay.
Then I also have another summer song I'm hoping to get done. It's gonna be fun. I can't tell you too much about that one either.
Okay.
But we like creating,
Yeah.
and it's fun. And at my age, even though I'm just getting into the electronic editing process of the music and the videos, I'm just hoping that I have as much fun as I feel in my heart. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm hoping it will keep me younger for a while, because I'll have so many stories that I would like to tell.
For sure. For sure. Now and hip hop hood. So where can we find your music if we want to listen to it?
Believe it or not, it should be everywhere.
Okay.
On with CD Baby, which is supposed to distribute to like 133 music stores like Apple, Google Music, Amazon, Spotify. If you hear one of my songs playing, you can hit it on Shazam, it'll come up. Deezer, iHeart Music. I mean, just it's out there. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
So MirrorFaze, MirrorFaze, 2 words, and Hip Hop Hood, John Pitts is how you would pull that up on YouTube. And YouTube will usually take you, Google or YouTube will usually take you everywhere that I am. Apple Music. I was just fortunate. One thing about me in music is that I learned when I was about 12 or 13 years old about this thing called copyright. And this thing called copyright, wow, it also grants a freedom.
Yeah.
And that freedom is the possession of your work.
Mm-hmm.
And that is important because it's not so much about people stealing your work, but that happens.
Yeah.
But it's claiming the gift that God bestowed upon you. And the thing about music is when God bestows that gift upon you,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you have to release it back to the sky to show him that you appreciate what he gives you.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, we have so many different things that people want us to believe. But, you know, you think about the Africans, you think about the early American Indian, you think about any indigenous tribe. When they played music and they sang,
Mm-hmm.
they sent their voices to the sky as in praise. So I thought I muted that phone too, AJ. I'm so sorry.
You could.
All right, so wow. But anyway, we sent those messages to the sky.
Mm-hmm.
And I think right now we need to keep sending our messages to the sky.
Yeah.
And not so much about alien conquest or going to Mars, but just keeping ourselves centered, you know,
Yeah.
with our creative and our spiritual ancestry, fathers, the heavens, staying grounded, you know, and remember that you are your brother's keeper.
Yeah.
What can
For
we say?
sure.
You know, and it does take a village. And we can't forget our sisters and our mothers and our better halves, we should say it, because
Yeah.
without them, we're lost. James Brown said it best. It's nothing without a woman or a girl. Um, we've had so many great teachers. We've had so many great lessons. Um, I feel sorry when we keep bumping our knee on the same mistake over and over when it means celebrity. You know, continually make the same mistakes and the same costing lots of money, career, defacing of your you know, your what's the word I want to use? Your person. When you defame your person,
Mm-hmm.
discredit yourself or your
Mm-hmm.
family. Those
Mm-hmm.
things hurt. And I'm just hoping that we don't continue to repeat that over and over. I hope that somewhere along the way that we can find that we are brothers keeper and we can do it a little more gracefully and make it
Right.
more like a life ballet than a stumbling lesson, you know.
For sure. And I hope the music creators listening to this, they picked up two gems you dropped. I said number one that I quote was, you know, release the music. You know what I mean? Don't hold it to yourself. What you say, release it back up to the sky. So that's number one, y'all. If y'all got music, don't be scared to put it out there. Then number two, if you don't know how to distribute your music, maybe you should look into CD Baby, like Mr. Pitts did here, and get your music on all these platforms. And I just want to shout out my favorite was Angela off the MirrorFaze album, and you can find that video right here on YouTube, as well as the Hip Hop Hoods video. That's a fun video as well. I think the kids would enjoy that one as well. So y'all make sure y'all definitely go check that out. Now, who would you say you make your music for?
Again, God, the sky, people with good heart nature, good people. The thing about what I've noticed about music from a long time ago, that is a frequency.
Mm-hmm.
And when you receive that frequency and then you create that frequency and then you send that frequency back out, it basically is a reflective image of what you received.
Right.
And I'm thinking that that's what MirrorFaze was all about. People say, "Oh, you did that because of Michael Jackson." I love Michael Jackson, you know, but MirrorFaze for me was the 50 years of life that I had lived and looking back. So it's a reflection. And I think that's what music is. Music is a reflection of what you receive, and then you try to give it back like you got it. Your uncle Lonnie, a godsend. I met him back in 1976. In the front yard under the tree in your grandma's yard. I know you remember that tree. Everybody used to park their car under there because it wouldn't get hot. But we bonded like nobody else that I'd ever met in the music business. He was a person who was very unselfish.
Yeah.
And he gave it his all 100%. I haven't met a producer yet here where I am,
Yeah.
that would spend the time and add in the nuances that he did for the Time for Love album. I got what I wanted out of that album, you know,
Yep.
and I'm hoping that we'll join forces again on the second album. We talk constantly. You know, we're starting to get up there. I think he just told me he was 70 or 71. I'm not sure. But he is a great musician. His skill in composition is outmatched. I know a lot of jazz artists here. I know a lot of them. And he has a talent that I don't see with people that are in my immediate wheelhouse.
Yeah.
And I definitely want to give him his praises now. So he would know that he stopped time for me and I had to stop time for him, because that was one of those blessings that God did not want me to miss. And man, I tell you, I remember there was a time I had a surgery and I was walking around with stitches in my gut. And singing is hard.
Yeah,
And when you got a surgery, it's even harder. But I knuckled it up, sucked it up, and we came in and we did work. And oh my goodness, we did so much work during that time. He didn't even know. He didn't even know that I had surgery, that I was in pain. But we have to go through what we go through to deliver. And that frequency, along with love, sometimes is pain.
Yeah.
And I just love life. I want everybody to get as much out of life as they can, except for the kind of life that you get behind bars. I'm not so much into but yeah, we owe ourselves, we owe our lineage, our children, our ancestors. We owe them the respect to show them the love that they gave us. We have so much to give. We have more than we ever thought we'd have. When the old saying says, God takes care of babies and fools, he's been taking care of this fool since he was a baby.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love God. I love the concept of spirituality, no matter what religion it is. It grounds us. You know, it forms our creative nature. It makes us human. You know, and those things are the important things that create people and open doors. So that's what
I want to piggyback on you and give Uncle Lonnie flowers too, because I forget he definitely helped me learn the basics of keyboard. I won't get up here like I'm a pianist, but he definitely taught me the basics, and he actually gave me my first keyboard I ever had. So definitely shout out to Uncle Lonnie for sure. Amen. Now, also, you used to do shows. I remember me and Gina would come out and go see your shows out there on the strip. What is that? The strip out there in Ocean View.
Ocean View. They actually closed down that venue, but there are many venues.
Yeah, because you had a couple of them. So what I wanted to ask you was, what made you start to do like shows? How did you? Why was that important for you to start doing those shows?
Because the gift that God had gave me and opened up through the relationship of music was like a showcase. I could go into deeper, but there's God again, and God tells you what to do, believe it or not. And he would constantly remind me that there was a stage for me to perform. And now I've learned the different ways that he wants me to create and show. So hopefully I will be able to do some more. If you haven't seen my I'm in Love video, that one is really nice too. That's on the MirrorFaze. That's on YouTube also. I'm in Love, MirrorFaze. Angela's there. Don't Go, Smoke and Mirrors, and It's Not Quite What It Seems is up there. That's on the Joseph Pits, but that's another one. If you look hard enough and hit all my clicks, you'll see that one too. But my oldest brother, who just passed away last year at age 75, he was a monarch, and he said to me, "You have 14 songs out there." I said, "Yeah, I know." And he says to me, "You have to do a video for every song." So I'm on my mission.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, because that's something I learned too. Like throughout, you got to give people the visuals these days. They like to see the videos. You can't just, no matter how good the song is, you got to have a video to go with it. So that was good advice from your
Yeah.
brother there. Now, I want to jump into this lightning round here. We're going to have a little fun with it, right? So I'm going to say a word or a phrase, and you just say the first thing that comes to your mind. So you ready?
Okay.
All right, here we go. So the first word is Portsmouth.
Well, you know, we have a new casino coming, Las Vegas style casino called Rivers Casino. And I'm shocked. I love it. I rode by there. It looks like it's got enough jobs for the whole city of Portsmouth. It's
That's
big.
what's up. That's
It's
what's up.
big. You
I
know,
got to get back and see it. That's what's up. Okay.
you'll love it.
Next phrase is music business.
Music business is definitely business. It's music. Organization is important. Earth, Wind, and Fire said it better when they said you need to belong to a, what's the word that they use? Foundation. So when you're in the music and you're a group of friends that you form up, you need to make a foundation, and everybody needs to be on the same page in order for the train to go. I'll say train to go, because it is a process of getting from the keyboard to the recording format to the finished video to the show. It's a process. It really is. It takes a lot of work. It's not easy. So music is definitely a business.
Okay. Okay. Next word is entrepreneurship.
Everybody should be an entrepreneur. Everybody should have the drive to want to do something that they like, enjoy, and to make money from. That is what entrepreneur is. I have so many ideas. I have one idea, top secret idea. I even pitched it to a professional who's made millions in this, and it's going to take me a lot of money to get started. I'm hoping that one day I can give that back to God. That's definitely a blessing. It's about cohabitation and humanity. It's about cohabitating with people and interacting with people and showing love to people and respecting people and giving back as we go. And it doesn't just start with one profession, but it starts with many, you know.
Right.
So that's when I love the idea of that.
Okay. Next phrase is favorite music instrument.
Wow. You can't say that, can you, AJ? Well, I'm gonna shoot you a curve. Everybody says that everything bounces off a drum, whether it's a keyboard, guitar, whatever, bounces off a drum. So I might as well say drum.
All right. The next one.
I think it really is. The drum is amazing.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go this. I'm gonna get a little controversial here now. The next
Okay.
one is Babyface or Keith Sweat.
Keith Sweat was an amazing writer, musically, could write some songs,
Yeah.
was a brilliant mind. Babyface is like Keith Sweat and Babyface mix. So, but I mean, it's both of them were brilliant. But if you really look at the work that was done by Babyface and LaFace Records, you would have to say LaFace and Babyface, because he's had a longer life in music than Keith Sweat. But I love both of them. but we'll go with Babyface.
Yeah, I agree 1,000% on that too. But I just wanted to put Keith in that category because people overlook that he was actually he's a writer. You know, people don't know that he got the pen game. But next
Yes.
one, Marvin Gaye or David Ruffin.
Marvin Gaye.
Okay, yeah.
Marvin Gaye was he was a composer. David Ruffin was a singer.
Yeah.
You know, and both of those guys were amazing, of course, but Marvin Gaye was genius.
Yeah.
I mean, pure genius. I mean, what would we have done without Marvin Gaye?
Fact.
Oh my God.
I'm telling you to go.
Yeah, that's like making me take a breath and missing a beat. You know? That's how deep Marvin Gaye was for me. Everything, you know.
That's what's up. Isley Brothers or the OJs?
Ozzy Brothers, because they were a family, and the OJs because they sang about the family. But
okay.
I'm gonna go with the Ozzy Brothers because I love the idea of a whole family, brothers and cousins, getting together, making that foundation that we talked about,
Yeah.
and going out and making a dream happen. And with two brothers left, they're still getting it. If you
Yeah.
haven't heard that one that they got called, what is it called? Family and Friends.
Yeah.
You can hear the R. Kelly concept
Yep.
in that. And
Yep.
they still got it, and what they did with Beyonce, Make Me Say It Again. I'm
Yep.
actually working with a band and we're playing that one. So I'm
That's
hoping to
what's up.
be back out there doing something with them too.
Yeah. The moment I heard that friends and family from Isley Brothers, I said, "Oh, that's definitely R. Kelly." The moment I heard it, I dug deep, 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 and I
Yes.
was actually able to find a live recording of R. Kelly singing it in the studio too. So you can find it if you dig deep enough on YouTube.
All right.
Yeah. Well, all right. Next one is real estate or stocks.
Real estate, I think, is always going to be paramount above stocks because it can give you the liquid capital that you need instantly. And I'm not so much into the stock market because my mom told me a long time ago it's like their farm.
Yeah.
And when they get enough, they can harvest it.
Mm.
And the way things are going now, they know where the money is and how the money is and when it's going to go. I mean, look at them complaining right now that they want to go up in interest rate because people have too much money.
Right.
That's selfish.
Yeah.
So yeah, real estate is going to give you your living capital right now. And that I still say real estate, even though some people have been lucky to have stocks. That's one. I think that's an insider's game. You got to really know somebody on the inside to make that money. Because
Okay.
my brother, I was telling you, my brother, second older brother Hercules, the one I was talking about, he lost $750,000 in 2008 in the stock market.
Damn.
That would have taken anybody else I know out. So he must have been on some bank to lose some bank.
Right, for
Yeah,
sure.
and that's the kind of people that can play that game. Once you get up to the bank, that you don't have to worry about it, or it doesn't crush you.
Yeah.
He lived to 2022, and that happened back in '08.
Mm.
So yeah, I mean, and I know some people that have lost their tail in this Bitcoin thing.
Yeah.
So real estate, being a human being, you're working on humanity. Good money practices, savings. If you want to invest, just know how to invest.
Yeah.
And that's what I have to say about that. But real estate.
Okay. Real estate, I agree. Next thing is favorite thing to do in your downtime.
Well, I have a second half. We like to go to movies. We like the movie and dinner thing. We like to
Yeah.
go see a movie, or we like to go dinner, or in that same week, dinner and a movie.
Yeah.
Old school, we're old school. We have fun. Like I said, my wife is from Africa. We just came back from Africa in September. She hadn't been home in 13 years, and that was great. AJ, I wish I could have had everybody there.
Yeah.
Wow. The weather never got over 85 degrees the whole time we were there. It was wonderful.
Wow. That's what's up. Which country?
She's from the Ivory Coast.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and it
Cool.
was beautiful. And when we went, there were 4 brand new home developments. We're talking about like whole city sizes of Portsmouth. These were neighborhoods as big as the whole city of Portsmouth. 4 of them that had been started since we left the last time.
Wow.
I mean, and if you've never seen an African house, people just start looking for those African houses on internet. They are amazing.
Yeah.
We have beautiful homes here too, but
Yeah.
the technology that Africa has and the simplicity and the way you build a house over there and how they can last anywhere from 100 to 1,000 years is amazing because of where it's from, the
Yeah.
climate. It's beautiful.
Yeah. We can't wait to get over there. We've been trying to wait for this COVID stuff to die down, but we definitely can't wait to get over there, man.
COVID won't be around in another year or two. It'll be gone.
Exactly. That's what I'm hoping. All right. Favorite genre of music.
Like my pastor used to say, it's a poor frog that can't brag on his pond. Okay?
Okay.
So you're gonna have to say R&B.
For sure.
You're gonna have to say jazz.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to say pop.
Okay.
You're gonna have to say rock.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to say rap. You're
Mhm.
gonna have to say hip hop. R&B music is our niche.
Yeah.
Blues. My brother Eddie, he loves the blues. So we're gonna say R&B, rhythm and blues, and everything that fits under that wheelhouse will forever be my favorite.
Yeah.
And there are even some of our Anglican brothers joined in over the years. I watched a great show with Paul Simon last night. They gave him a great tribute on CBS. If you guys get a chance to see that, it was great. And but R&B music formed a long time ago, even before we knew it was going to be R&B music. Probably started with a little fingerboard, a little stand-up bass on a wash tub, and a little harmonica.
Yeah.
But hip hop hood, baby boy. We got it all. R&B.
All right. Yeah. All right. So with that said, I want to hear your top 5 favorite artists of all time.
Okay. Sammy Davis Jr.,
Okay.
Barry White,
Mm.
Stevie Wonder,
Okay.
Maurice White, and Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Oh yeah.
And I think I would be remiss if I didn't say Stanley Clarke and George Duke. Everything that came from under their wheelhouse was Tupac, what's his name? Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg. All those guys came from like George Clarke and Stanley Clarke and George Duke. Because if you look back at Boys in the Hood, Stanley Clarke did the soundtrack for that, and he started a whole new genre with those guys.
Yeah.
We could go on for on and on and on and on. I mean, I personally met Barry White, Natalie Cole, Stanley Turrentine, Stanley Clarke, Gene Carn. Did I say Natalie Cole? Natalie Cole.
Yep.
So I mean, there's so much love in my heart for musicians. But the first 5 that I said, I think I'll still stand by them. You might have to go back and get that in the edit. Yeah, we have so much, and we can't forget Aretha. I didn't even know she was as great as she was. Recently, we started doing a Roberta Flack song, "Close I Get to You," and man, we have such a deep history, you know, of musicians, and wow, that 5 is kind of a holdback. We should have had that list of 25, but 5 will work, AJ.
Yeah, I'm with you on that now, because so many good ones, right? Great ones, rather. Now, you are OG in this music game, and so I want to ask you this for the younger people coming up into this music, and they might not be prepared for this. So, have you ever dealt with negative criticism, whether it be a negative comment on something on the internet, or somebody told you to your face? They might have talked about your music negatively. Have you ever dealt with that, and how did you handle it?
Well, what I learned is recently, if you've been keeping up with my post on Facebook, the Bible goes to say that the tongue is as sharp as a sword.
Yeah.
And so that negative talk, I think it's always been around for people to try to get inside your head and see what you're made of. Yeah. You can ignore it. You can learn how to turn it off. The worst thing about it is innocent being lost because of the things that are said. It creates a hard heart. I've suffered all my life trying to make sure that hard heart didn't stay with me. Yeah. You just have to remember, and you can find the love in the Bible. It will give you instruction as to deal with, gossip, enemies, how you should love your enemies. It's all those things are true. And so that book, what is a basic instruction before leaving Earth, is so important for us to try to get as much from that book as we can, because it definitely is the instructions for living here with other people and spiritual entities, whether they be pro or con life, because we know that they say the devil is getting busy. We see it around us all the time. Yeah. And once again, staying anchored in your faith is a good thing, and your spiritualism and your practice of faith. So, prayer is important.
For sure.
And I always like that one gospel song. I said I had a praying grandmother. So to me, that's important. The ancestral. If you really have a problem, call the oldest member of the family. Ask them a question.
Mm.
Because there's somebody out there that can ground you and can give you the wisdom that you need to get past, or at least to understand what's going on. Somebody said this, okay, well, they said that. Well, what did you do?
Right.
And then we just have so many instructions that we should follow to keep ourselves grounded. But yeah, negative things, the best thing you could do about those is ignore them. I got this cat I didn't even know. Just came up to me and started, put you on Front Street, blah, 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 And I'm like, put me on Front Street for what? You don't even know me.
Right.
Where'd that come from?
Right.
Yeah. Who paid you to come and harass me? Because I didn't know you. Where you coming from? But anyway, we're going to have to deal with people's negativeness, because they probably, they see the light in you. They want to feed off that light. They don't realize that they want to feed off that light. But what they do is they try to get that crowbar under you. So see if you'll give up that light voluntarily.
Right.
And those are the things that we have to be passing on to our youth, to let them know, hey, they're just curious. They're curious because they don't know what makes you go.
Yeah.
And we have to make sure that we keep passing on the good information. There's no reason to throw up your hands. There's no reason to throw up a gun. We're here for the love. We're here for the fun. You know what I'm saying? We might as well get it while we're here.
I love that advice. Definitely ignore it. And then you say, call up the oldest person in your family. You know what I mean? Because they've been through some stuff, right? And sometimes we overlook that. I love that advice right there.
That's right.
Now, okay. If somebody actually, before I ask you that one, I want to ask you this one. Are there any mistakes in business, that in the music business, that you made along the way that you want to maybe share, or you could think of to help somebody else avoid making that same mistake?
Well, actually, I think for me, I didn't make many mistakes in the music business. COVID got me out there. COVID jacked me up. That's the word. I'm blaming on COVID. Because with my album, I wanted to go out, start doing shows, and I wanted to start doing my local tours here. And I'd even picked out, I was gonna call my tour a certain thing, and because I was kind of like the '80s groups where I had my tracks and I could go and I could sing my shows. You see my shows, do my tracks, and I even put together shows where I had like 10 songs where I was perfect and it just looked good, and all I had to do was change outfits, and it would have been nice. So.
Yeah,
I don't think I made too many mistakes. I'm hoping that I'll continue to have fun. As far as music goes in my life with music, I don't have any regrets.
Yeah.
Really. God has sustained me. That's important, because I have to recognize him in order to get to the next phase. I saw a bumper sticker one time and it made me laugh. And it says, if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. That makes sense, right?
Yeah, because he got bigger ones.
That's right.
Yeah.
You'll make him laugh if you say, well, I'm planning on doing. No, you have to steadfast on what you believe.
Yeah.
And you will hope that God will bless you to do the next thing. Yeah. So that's where I'm at.
Okay. Now I want to ask this one, because I always ask this question towards the end, and I'll try to get everybody's feedback on this. So what would you say to somebody watching this video right now? They scared to jump out there, put the music out there. Or they scared to go try that new business idea, or they just scared to take action and, get away from that traditional 9-to-5 routine. What would you say to that person?
Well, I think that fear is a good factor. It can drive you to do good things. I always think back Jamie Foxx in the movie Any Given Sunday, where before he went to do his quarterback thing, he would hurl.
Yeah.
And he would still go do that thing. So I guess we have to be that person who's going to take that fear and learn to control it. And, don't let it control us to the point where we can't move. Don't let it stagger you, stifle you. So I don't know if I get scared anymore. I think sometimes I just I feel like I need more time, or I maybe ain't got to that time yet, But as far as fear, just try to direct the fear. The fear can be the energy that needs you to do the thing that's going to make you stand out. So take your fear and try to channel it.
I love it. Yeah, I tell my kids, I tell them, being fearless is not brave. Bravery is when you do it anyway, despite being scared. You know what I mean? So that sounds like you're going hand in hand in what you're saying right now. I love it.
Amen.
Yeah. Okay. Now, again, if you could, before we go, just remind us again what music you got out, where we can find it, what's the social media handles, all of that stuff. How can we follow your journey?
Okay. MirrorFaze, MIRR space. Excuse me, MIRROR space FAZE, MirrorFaze. If you Google that, it'll take you everywhere you need to go. CD Baby, Hip Hop Hood, John Pitts. Google that or YouTube that, and that'll take you to my videos. Apple Music, MirrorFaze, Apple Music, Unispective Presence. I'm on every music platform out there. If you go to CD Baby, it'll tell you where I'm at. If you just type in MirrorFaze, or if you type in Hip Hop Hood John Pitts, it'll take you everywhere where it is. Here and Now will take you to the 33 websites that it goes to. I even found something on Spotify, and I found something on Instagram, and I couldn't.
Okay.
I even have something on TikTok. So
wow,
I'm kind of like out there, but I haven't done the TikTok videos yet. But I'm hoping to get there eventually. And in 30 months, hopefully, I have that second album finished. I'm not going to ask God not to let me have that, but I'm going to ask God to let me have that in 30 months. Please let me be finished with that second album. And I think I'm only going to do maybe 10 to 12 songs on that album, but I think I'm going to have so much fun doing it.
Okay. Hey, y'all. So make sure y'all go check it out. Y'all look up John Pitts, MirrorFaze. Uncle Paul, it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure having you on. Thank you for coming out, taking the time to come on with me. And hopefully we can get this music out to people who love to hear music about love, because it's good, loving and positive music. So appreciate you, bro.
Well, I appreciate you giving me this opportunity. I wouldn't have missed it for the world. Keep that light in your eye. And so much God bless you guys down there. And keep hanging out in your paradise down there in Jacksonville.
I appreciate it.
Kisses, those are things that I'm missing. Lie to me and tell me what I want to hear. Your sweet smile, it drives me wild, and the thought of you in my ear, sweet angel.